Hey, welcome to this podcast where the truth is released to inspire you to find your voice, bring out the gold within you, and help you reach your full potential to roar out loud in the world around you. I'm your host, Mary Street. This podcast is where we believe in turning up the volume on life's practical tips, impart insightful wisdom, as well as share life stories of triumph, resilience, and passion. Get ready to amplify your life and ignite your courage. This is Roar Out Loud. Hey guys, welcome back to the Roar Out Loud podcast. And I'm excited for today. We're doing part 2 on entitlement. I did a podcast on entitlement earlier and walked you through the generations and the way we think from generation to generation when it comes to entitlement. And actually proposing the question, like, just because people say certain things, are they actually entitled? Well, some of you are, but it doesn't mean all of you are. And today we're going to talk about this space of entitlement and how there has to be honor. And there is a huge difference when it comes to walking in entitlement when you ask something or say something, and when you're actually just walking in love, covering people in love, and walking in honor. And today I'm excited because I've got Allie, woo, my right hand with Roaring Hope. Tell them your position here at Roaring Hope.
My position is Ministry Operations Coordinator.
Yes, and she is. She's all those things and more to me and what we do here at Roaring Hope and to all of you guys. And she's a big reason why you guys see the videos and you hear the audios.
So true.
Yes. And she also carries a lot of wisdom. And I love it because we are different generations.
We are different generations.
But we operate together in so much love and health, and not afraid to have strong conversations about different things and bring things to the table. And I love that. And so today, Allie, we're going to talk about this space of entitlement versus honor. I know we've had some conversations around that.
Yeah.
And entitlement and honor, they can sound similar, but the reality is they're not.
Oh, they're so different. So different.
Yeah. So talk to me about the difference in them, you know, throughout different generations, like in all generations across the board. We ask questions. You guys ask questions. We want change. You guys want change. Mm-hmm. There's sometimes this element of like pushing the system, you know, because we don't always agree with every little thing, but it doesn't mean that you have to approach it with this place of like, my way's right, your way, you need to take the highway. And that's entitlement.
Yes.
Right? So talk to me about that.
I think it is interesting. So I am a millennial and Mary is Gen X. So it's even different how we function a bit differently in that. And when you were talking in the last podcast, it really got me thinking about millennials as a generation push back. We don't like things being stagnant for too long. We're like, no, like, why isn't this changing? We will push back. Systems and all that. We're like, no, this isn't working, so we'll push back.
Yeah.
Sometimes it leans into entitlement when we're pushing back so far that we're not actually willing to listen to what anyone else has to say, anyone else's input. For us, it's like, no, we know we're right on this, so just change it. Like, that's the problem, just fix it.
And I think a lot of that has to do with because you actually see that the system is broken.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard you say that. No, the system is broken. The system is broken.
The system is broken. Yes.
With different things.
Yeah.
So your generation oftentimes is like, I just want to fix it. I want to fix everything. I want to fix it. I want to fix it.
Yeah. I think we see where the problems are, like, glaring holes, and we're like, why is no one else doing anything about this?
Or seeing it?
Yes.
Why doesn't anyone see it?
Why does anyone not see it? And then we'll deal with that for like a short period of time, and then we're like, peace out, we're done, because we're not seeing change, which is not always the best thing either.
That's not a healthy attitude.
It's not a healthy attitude.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, okay, these people from older generations, Gen X, baby boomers, have a lot more life experience than us. On the flip side, it's like, okay, actually, we have more experience in technology.
Yes.
We can create systems. And it's almost like the two don't really always know how to interact well with one another.
Right. Yeah. And when it comes to that, I believe that we need to, I say we, my generation, we need to be willing to be open. I said this in the last podcast, and listen. we don't do so well sometimes at listening. We're like, let's just do it, get it done. Mm-hmm. And if it's not fully broken, mm-hmm. it doesn't need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Whereas we're like stubborn, right? We dig our heels in sometimes, and we're stubborn about changing systems. We don't always like the change.
Yeah. It's
because
it's like a fear.
Yeah, there's a fear in it sometimes.
Yeah. And with our generation, we were having this conversation like about how millennials are the last generation that grew up without technology, and they were part of the crossover into like technology the way it is today. So we still have experienced both.
Yeah.
So we know like it goes hand in hand. You know, we're like, no, we remember this stuff without it, but we love having the technology and we know how to use it, we utilize it, we create things with it. What else I was going to say there as well, like that fear that you guys have, we can teach your staff. You guys can also teach us too. And that's where the honor comes in.
That's where the honor comes in instead of entitlement. Entitlement will go like, no, I deserve this. Therefore, you've got to do something about it. You have to fix it. You have to make this happen.
Yeah. And it's actually like holding generations that have gone before us, holding their hand and be like, you know what? It's okay that it's going to be different. Because sometimes other generations, they get so comfortable in this comfort zone. But it's like the system's not working. Like you see, I say this all the time. I do. Like I see broken systems. I think it's also part of my makeup and design by the Lord. I do see broken systems. I want to fix it. You need other people's input. You're like, no, like actually this is how it's going to be better. I even remember my old job. Like I could see this glaring problem and it was taking up so much time. And I'm like, well, why don't we do it this way? And I think I was in the job like 2 weeks and I saw it and I'm like, why don't we do it this way?
Yeah.
And then, no, it's fine. It works. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. So I kind of came back. And then I was about to go on vacation for a while and I said, like, no, there's something on this. Like, I think really we should change the system. It's going to save time rather than looking for ages on, like, for these files. And my manager kind of hummed and hawed about it. And I went off on annual leave for 2 weeks and came back, and the system that I was wanting to implement was there. No word was said about it, and I just kind of was like, okay, like...
Because they saw that you actually had the ability to fix the system.
Yeah, and it did.
Yeah,
and it, like, things after that, it was just a lot faster to get the work done. And I was like, I could see that happening, you know?
Yeah, and people like us in the older generations, we need to actually step into that place of honoring the younger generation, saying, okay, I'm willing to grow in this. Like I always say, I'm growing in technology. Because, man, it's always scared me, right? Pressing this button, pressing that button. No, what if I make it all go away? What if I screw it up?
Yes.
And you're like, I press all the buttons, you know?
Yes,
but it's being willing to listen and walking in that place of honor. And I think on the flip side, you know, your generation, instead of like do, can actually step into more respect.
Yes, oh, for sure. I think we get frustrated with older generations. It's like, why do you not know how to do this? Why don't you want to learn?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're stupid. You may not say it out of your mouth, but sometimes I can see it in the eyes, right? It's like, oh my gosh. You're being stupid.
I think because it's, for me, it's such an easy thing to step into.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, our generation, I know that, we're not afraid to press buttons. I love pressing buttons. That's how we figure out how it works. It's like, okay, this does that, and then you just click back and it'll go back. I remember seeing someone, they had a whole document and it all got deleted and they were like, ah!
I know, you've saved me many times from that.
And I'm like, oh, like Control Z, undo, and you were like, what did you just do? Like, how did you do that?
Right, yeah.
So I know that's a gift that our generation definitely carries, that forward thinking, push buttons. Yeah, but it's also having grace for people that don't know how to do that, and
like, walking in honor with it, instead of like
putting them down and shutting them up.
Because when you're putting them down, when you shut them up, your generation, it's not every single person in your generation, just like it's not every single person in my generation, right? But there's an element of like entitlement in that space, and I think across the generations, if we want to be honest, you probably would agree with me in this. The generations carry entitlement
in their own way.
Their own way.
Oh, for sure.
You would agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we have failed to actually understand what true honor is. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. True honor.
What have you learned when it comes to walking in honor. And sometimes when I say honor, it's that element of like, I respect you, your voice does matter. And it's learning how to build that trust with one another before you have complete access. Nobody's going to give you just access until you actually have built trust.
Yeah. So entitlement looks like creating access for yourself that wasn't there. So when you have honor, it actually opens up doors for you to have access to people and places. And I think when you're walking in honor, it's like giving people their place. And like, I don't understand how you operate sometimes. I don't understand the way you think, because it is, a lot of the time, it's just a generational thing. Like, okay, that's very different to how we're wired. However, like, it's respect, it's honor and respect kind of walk hand in hand. Respecting them for everything they've done, everything they've grown in, because you don't know the things that they've walked through either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not judging people for the things that they haven't done, but respecting them and honouring them for the things that they have done well.
Right.
Because everybody makes mistakes. We're all human. None of us have it all together. None of us have it figured out. None of us know it all.
Right.
You know? So it's like, okay, what can I learn from you? There's things that you can definitely learn from me, but I'm not going to stand there and go like, I know everything. You don't know how to do this. Like, stupid older people. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes it's not even forthright like that. Sometimes it's like this place of entitlement where, and I've seen it from different people that I've led, different teams I've had and different aspects of life. And I've seen it where it's like, okay, we say, okay, this is what we're doing. And then they go off and do their own thing.
Oh, yeah.
Fully going off and doing their own thing. And feeling like that thing was more important than what was said. Instead of just communicating and saying, hey, like, I actually am feeling this on my heart right now. See, that communication would have been walking in honor.
Yes.
But instead, going off and doing their own thing because this is what I felt right now was entitlement.
Oh, yeah. It's giving people their place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If people are placed in a position of authority over you, you do have a responsibility to go to them and be like, I disagree with that decision, because that's communication.
Right.
You know, I respect you enough that I'm coming to you with this. I disagree with what we're doing.
Yeah.
However, I want to understand your heart behind it. And especially if they are a leader over you, it's giving them their place, honour, respect, and listen to what they say as well. If it's a two-way thing too, you know what I mean? If they're not listening to what you're saying, like, that's a different story.
It's a totally different story, because that's usually a leader operating in unhealth and entitlement of leadership and manipulation and control. Right.
Yeah. So you want to respect your leaders and be like, you know what? There's things that you've walked through and seen that I haven't. I want to understand your heart behind why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And not be so entitled that I'm just forcing my opinion, forcing my way. No, it's this way or it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we don't do this, I'm out, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I've seen that kind of enforcing opinions and stuff like that in my generation and generations before me. Like, we've often done that, right? We've often enforced our opinions, and it was like our way or the highway. Yeah. You know, I mean, I know especially my parents' generation was like that, and their parents before that, it was like, do as I say. If I say jump, you need to say how high.
Yeah.
And that carried over into church leadership as well.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw it growing up, and it was very unhealthy.
Yeah.
A very unhealthy place. And so I would say more often than not, my generation and the generations before me didn't see healthy leadership, especially in the church realm, be walked out.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, for my generation, we come with our ideas sometimes without any honour or respect for the leaders, and just give our ideas, and like I say, if we don't like it, we're out.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our generation, I would say of all the generations, are not in the church as much, because we're like, nah, like, we're not changing systems here, we're not being listened to, so like, why are we staying, you know?
Yeah.
And it's that whole thing, what you talked about, value. We want to have value, you know?
And when you're walking in entitlement, like, you're not listening to me, whatever, I'm out, it doesn't show honor. But oftentimes you guys are not walking in honor because you've never seen it demonstrated.
Yes.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I've often said and heard other people say as well, honor is taught, honor is taught, honor is taught. I actually believe there's an element of that's truth, but honor literally is caught. When you see people demonstrate it, I can't tell you how many times I've led teams. You know it. You've been co-leader with me on different teams as well, or even on the mission field, have led teams. And when I've walked in honor with people and cared about their heart and carried their heart,
yes,
their respect is there, their love is there.
Yeah,
they know that they're going to be listened to.
Yeah, they're seen, they're listened to.
And that entitlement, ugliness, crap doesn't rise up.
You're right. It doesn't.
It doesn't rise up.
Yeah, I would agree with that about how entitlement won't rise up if you are stewarding people well and you're taking care of their hearts and you're actually listening. And I know for me as a millennial, I've seen that happen even in my own generation.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how your generation were told from like boomers, okay, do as I say, not as I do. If I say something, you say how high. If I say jump, how high.
Yeah, so then we took that on.
Yes. And then when your generation tried to do that to our generation, we would ask questions.
You fought back.
We fought back. We're like, oh, why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that? You know what I mean? We want to understand. We want to see the value in it.
And it's like, I won't do that.
Yeah.
And it became this very like entitled kind of thing.
Yes, I don't need to do that. Like,
yeah.
Why are you asking me to do that? Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And because I think a lot of the time for us, we would ask questions and it's like, no, like, just shut up. You don't get to ask questions. And for us, that kind of squashes us like, no, you're not heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have an opinion. You don't have anything to say. You don't have value to add to what we're doing. Which then that's the entitlement then rises up.
Yeah, you go into demanding.
Yes.
Right? I've seen so much of that. But I've also seen it in my generation too, where people demand, and entitlement often is in that space of like demanding what you want. You demand access because of maybe who you are, because of your rank, because of who you know what,
do you know who I am,
what prestigious circle you belong to, or what prestigious school you're with, right? Like, I can do that. I mean, I've even seen it at different kinds of conferences in different places where they're like, do you know who I am? What, you're stopping me at the door? Do you know who I am? Like, that's entitlement.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still believe in the importance of going low.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where honor comes in. You know, we, throughout the generations, need to learn to go low. And I believe that it's hard to come into that space if you don't fully give God, the Lord Jesus Christ, full access to your heart.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You need to give him access. Giving him access allows you to see people through his eyes. Yeah. You know, and not just, well, I don't understand why they're saying that. Right. I don't understand why they want me to do that. I'm not doing that. Yeah. You know, it's like, actually, okay, I'm trusting the Lord has put them in that place. I'm trusting that he's put me here underneath their leadership and authority to learn, to grow. Yes, I've got something to give. Yes, I've got something to bring, but I'm not going to force my way in. Right.
It's true. You shouldn't force your way in. You know, I like to say it this way. It is true. Like, our voices need to be heard. Yeah. Honor has a voice. Yeah. But it also knows when it's important to stand down. You know, not totally be like, I got to have my way. Yeah, right. Gloves on, ready to not walk into that realm of entitlement. And it knows when to, it's actually time to shut up. Right? Yeah. Like, sometimes honor looks like, no, I do need to shut up. I need to take a back seat and not say X, Y, and Z right now. Maybe it's for a little bit later, but being mature enough to know when to actually step into that. But entitlement goes, nope, I have this to say, and I'm going to say it right now. Yeah. I'm going to let my voice be heard because I get to, you know, and so it demands that seat at the table, right? When you haven't been given access to the table because you've not walked in honor to get access to the table. You know what I mean? Yeah. Honor is, giving people their place and listen. And like you said, it's like so important to know when to speak, when to make your voice heard,
and when to just back down. And it's a maturing that comes the more you practice it, the more you see it modeled. Like, actually, I know that I'm heard when I do speak. And it's an identity thing too. Like, no, actually,
such an identity
you know,
thing.
like, actually, no, I know who I am. I know
Yeah.
what I have to give. And I'm saying this just because, like, I really believe there's something on what I'm saying right now. I'm not saying it just to be heard. I'm not taking up space, not filling the place with hot air, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, no, actually, I respect you enough to give my opinion here because I really, really believe in what I'm about to say. As opposed to, no, I'm going to speak and you're going to listen.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. That's so good. And when honor is literally demonstrated throughout the different generations, it builds this connection through the generations, I believe. And that connection builds the table where everyone has a place to come together. Everyone knows that they carry an element of responsibility to speak into each other. You know, it gives that understanding to say, yeah, actually, I've earned the trust to sit at this table.
That's so good.
And every generation knowing and having a place at that table is so important to really move forward in society. There's so many broken places and spaces, from government to church leadership to businesses to families. You see it throughout society and the systems, because of people that have, I believe, walked with entitlement instead of walk with honor. And when the generations come together and learn to actually hold hands and honor one another and listen and hold each other's hearts well and walk in love, I believe biblical love, holy love, then we're going to see change. And change has to happen.
Change has to happen, but you can't do it just coming in and bulldozing your way into it.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
No entitlement.
No entitlement. Like, I'm taking up space here and you can just shut up and move to the side.
Right.
You know, that's
You've got
not
to walk
good.
in
It's
honor.
not healthy. You've got to walk in honor.
And honor is love. And God is love. And so the only way you're going to really, truly understand true honor is by really leaning into Him and allowing Him to build that in you. And by watching, I believe, people around you that are actually walking in health and wholeness and demonstrating true honor.
Yeah, people that know who they are, they know their place, they know what their purpose is, they know what they have to give, and they come low.
Yeah.
You know, like, they speak when they've got something to say. That always fascinates me, being in rooms sometimes, and I'm like, it's not always the person who has the mic who's like filling the room and talk and this, that, and the next thing. It's like, no, actually,
that carries the most wisdom. It's not always them.
Definitely not. And I've seen it over and over again.
Sometimes it is, but not always.
Sometimes it is, right? And those people have their place because they've earned it.
Right.
You know, like, those people, they have that place at the table because the Lord's promoted them there. They have stewarded things well, like honor. I mean, sometimes it's
because
not,
they've chosen to come low.
Yeah, because they've chosen to come
and
low.
And they've
I mean,
walked in honor instead of entitlement.
Yes, I'm talking about these healthy leaders who are in these places. Like, no, you've got there because of how you steward your life and how you walk with the Lord and how you give people their place. You take care of people's hearts. You steward well. And you know what you carry and you know what you have to give. And it's that whole thing. It's like, coming low is like one of my biggest things. It's like, actually, no, like, Jesus was the greatest servant. You've said it on the podcast many times. It's like, how are you actually coming low? You know?
Yep.
And listen to the wisdom of those that go before you and seeking godly counsel. And yes, using what the Lord has put in you to share, that's so important as well. But it's knowing the time, the season, the place to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And walking in His love.
Yeah.
Growing in honor and respect and love for one another.
Yeah.
As the body of Christ, as people in general. Maybe you're out there and you're not a Christian listening.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's walking in love and learning how to love well and walk in that place of honor. So, Allie, today, do you have any last words?
I do. I think too, just something you were touching on there, and I want to say this because I feel like it's important. I think too, it's walking in humility before the Lord and being open to correction and being open to what He says needs to happen and needs to change in your heart, because there can be areas where you're walking in entitlement and you don't even know.
True.
You know,
that's
so it's
true.
So important to be like going low and being like, actually, okay, I have this thing to offer, but I'm not going to force my way in. Like, Lord, if this is something you want me to share, make a way.
Mm-hmm. And asking God, is there anything in my heart that I need to change?
Absolutely.
That I need to release, that I need to let go, so that I can come up higher and walk in honor. Mm-hmm. So impart honor to everyone listening today.
Yeah.
Release that.
I can do that. Yeah, if you just want to hold your hands out. Holy Spirit, we just thank you for who you are and for what you've called us to. Every generation, set apart, saved, set free. God, we thank you that everyone has something to bring, that everyone has a place at the table, God. And I pray that you'll just start showing them what their place at the table is. I just pray, Lord, for people out there that if there's anything in their heart that needs to change, Lord, that they will be open to your correction, open to your discipline, that they will have someone in their life that they can talk to and seek counsel from, and just learn how to walk in humility and walk with a heart posture that wants to honour, that wants to respect, that wants to serve, but also knows their identity enough to know when they've got something to say, they'll stand up and say it. And I release boldness over everyone who has something to say but hasn't been saying it, God, that they will rise up and find their place and share what you've given them to share.
Yeah, so good. So good. Guys, walk in honor. Release your voice. Continue to roar out loud. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. Always remember, your voice matters. Your dreams are worth pursuing. And you, my friend, have the power to roar out loud.